Yeah, I think he knows. Coil drive for DIS adapter, crank is pinned. Is that the 12A? 1012A. Oh, sorry guys, 10. I'm just double checking something in dead connection to attack out. Okay, so that is right. Okay, sorry guys. I was in deep. I'm having. Sorry, I'm having dinner. Crazy day. Um, my brain is everywhere. Anyway, um, trying to figure out the issue that I'm having with initial start. It's not working. I'm just going over my wiring. So basically what I'm finding out is, at least this was with the old system and the new system as well, for the injectors to fire, it needs to see a threshold RPM of 350 to 400 RPM. I just tried starting it. I'm at best 123. So, and it's killing the battery right away. So it's drawing way too much current. I think it's the starter. So, what I got another new, I hate to use the term toy because it's not really, it's not a it's something you need. It's a necessity to make the car run. So I got a mini gear reduction high torque starter that I'm going to be putting in. That should cure the issue with the RPM threshold. And I'm hoping with that it fires the injectors. And this thing, from what I'm reading, this thing should start. And once we get it to start, it can learn what it needs based on sensor inputs. So I was able to do initial setup on the ECU at this time. So I know the ECU is set up, it's ready to go. All the readings, all the sensors are reading within the parameters that they need to be in. So I have spark. I checked that. I do have spark, and I checked. You can smell fuel, so I know it's priming. You can hear it. It's priming the fuel pump and it's powering the whole fuel system. So it sounds like it's doing what it should be doing. And I double checked here on all the wiring schematics. It looks like everything is wired the way it should be. So the only thing left is the starter. Was not spinning the motor fast enough to give the signal to fire the injector. So I'm hoping maybe tomorrow we can maybe unload the Camaro out of the trailer, and with that we can get it up on jack stands and swap that starter out. Yeah, that's where we're at with it. I want to double check with a couple of people too that know a little more, who've been around the Terminator X stuff. But from what I'm reading in the book, it looks like we're wired up correctly. We're getting a signal. We're getting a tag signal. So that should be firing the injectors once it gets over that threshold. I'm just looking. I have instructions here with the starter, because it's a different, it says it'll fit LT1. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at what I need here to do this. Make sure, it looks like there's a special shim I may need to run. Ooh, there's more stuff. Show somebody we have the staggered starting mounting bolts. I'll have to look at this one. I'm not trying to do that. And so it looks like maybe I will need the housing adapter that's in the kit, which would be maybe this one here. I don't know. I'm going to double. So I'll have to look at everything. Probably that's going to require some modification as well. But we should, either way, we should be getting a pretty, once we get that in there, we should be getting a pretty, it's 180 foot-pound of torque it puts out. So that should spin pretty good and hopefully give us our desired 400 RPM is what I'm hoping for. So I just made a phone call and talked to someone, and they think, and this system here is for multi-port fuel injection, and he thought it was a sequential, which is not, because with sequential fuel injection, you need a cam sensor, and the second gen small block LT1 does not have. I mean, I guess you could plug in probably to the distributor, so I don't know. It doesn't say anything about that you need it. Because we're not controlling timing, but it might be not a bad idea to call them and find out if we could find a way to control the timing on this. That would be amazing. It would probably require an adapter, but I'm going to have to call them and find out what's all up with that. Try and get as much power out of this motor as we can. We'll see from there. I'm still running the battery charger. Just gonna pull this down a little bit and make sure, because I have a 3.5-inch touch screen still connected, so I don't want to smash that. So that's kind of that deal. Because it also, like I said, has its own stylus, yada yada yada. I'm just looking at some wiring. My brain's going like everywhere. So in case you haven't noticed. So I should really start cleaning up this trailer. It's getting out of control here with all this stuff, boxes, you name it, other junk. So that's something I might have to work. I have to see what the weather is. Why, thank you, Shuggy. Yeah, it's on the Shuggy made about where the starter was. It's on, like, it hangs off the side, yeah, towards the bottom on passenger side, which would be the right side of the engine. This is going to sound like stupid, but left and right, people get confused. Basically, I was taught left and right is from the perspective of you're sitting in the car in the driver's seat. So passenger side would be right, driver's side would be left. So the right lower rear of the engine would be where the starter is located. So we're going to, I have instructions here. This has like a block deal. Typical starter exploded view. I gotta look what's going on with that. They show a bunch of different stuff here, and like I said, it's universal, so I gotta figure out show you something like Chevrolet to, yeah, I gotta look at that more detailed, where I can get my brain focused into it. But yeah, it should it should be able to rock out pretty good here once we get it in there. Hopefully. I think we're just going to use the top shims we have. That's already in there. That should get me close. If not, then I'll have to play around with it. But I think for now, we're just going to get it in there. And we'll see what goes on. Oh, and there's other stuff too. Joy. Ah, great. So, I got to look at the connector issue. Looks like there might be... Looks like I might have to change some shit. Because it looks like they're changing that instead of a screw. It looks like they're having a spade connector. Terrific. So I got to figure that out too. How that is with the wiring. So I'm hoping... it looks to me like this thing should fire. As far as something to look into maybe over the winter is if they make an adapter where we can run advance, we can control timing with the system at that point. There probably, I mean, there's got to be a way to control timing. There's got to be. I just don't know how yet, but I just want to get it started, get it running. That'd be cool. That'd be cool to check out. I'll have to see. I'll have to try and remember to look that up. I've got, unfortunately, and I don't mean, oh my goodness, what the heck? I don't mean to be rude or mean, but I got so much going on right now. Yeah. I got so much going on between with my mom and just, I have a car that it's Dad's car. Oh, good. Oh, so you are going to that. Well, hey, I hope you enjoy. That'd be cool. Unfortunately, I got a lot of other stuff going on, so I won't be able to make it out there. But that would be cool. So enjoy that. Take lots of pictures, videos, and all that good stuff. So anyway, yes. I'm sure you've seen it on the channel before. Now with the passing of my father, I inherited his all original Buick Regal T-Type. So I'm in the process of getting that all straightened out, cleaned out, detailed, other things going on. I'm going to do a video, still haven't done them yet. I got to get the valve cover gaskets on that car. And then I want to do, I got to see if I can do like a live just with that. That might be cool to do. But I'm busy with that. We also have his other car that my mom wants to sell, so I'm busy with trying to get that ready to be sold. So I'm kind of being stretched again in a bunch of different directions. So yay. Shoot. So that's I'm really trying to get this ready for, so we can get out this year with it yet. I'm really hoping that this starter fixes the problem. I'm looking over this thing. It's kind of looking like that might cure it, because I'm like triple checking all the wiring, and everything is suggesting that this thing should pop. So hopefully tomorrow I'm able to get the trailer out here, get the car out of the trailer, get it up on stands, and get this thing wired in. Now I'm kind of worried about this whole wiring deal, but it is what it is. Yeah. Fun. I'm just hoping this doesn't end up being a huge undertaking. I'm really hoping. So we'll see what happens from there. I also want to get, I was told by another guy, they do a lot of LS fuel injection racing type stuff. They use a lot of Terminator X's, about running another ground off the starter bolt to the negative side of the battery. That not only does it ground the starter, but it grounds the engine block, so that way there's no dirty signals going to from the sensors due to a bad ground. So we're gonna look into doing that. Shoot. So I gotta look into doing that. I'm trying to think where I can get some cable like that, because if I have the car out tomorrow, it would be nice to do the starter and that cable, but I don't have double-aught cable. And I can't get it from Amazon fast enough for that. So I have to see, I wonder if there's a welding supply house or something nearby to do that. So that would be pretty cool. I have to see once. A lot of things we got to do here to get this thing the way it should be. I mean, I could run it without that ground wire. I mean, I could do that over the winter too. I mean, a car would run the way it is without that ground. But I'm just thinking it would be nice to have everything mostly done with that. So that way, if other things come into play over the winter, I don't have to deal with that. So we'll see. But as of right now, the starter is the big thing. And I gotta see how they want this wired specifically, because it looks like there's different 3 working wire terminals. Yeah. So yeah, I gotta figure that out. Like, I haven't done enough wiring. Got the gauges working. I don't know if I said anything in the last slide, but apparently I cut a wire or something I maybe shouldn't have, so then the gauges weren't working. Well, now I was able to wire the gauges in, so now my ammeter gauge works and all the other gauges light up. So I have my, so now I have coolant, because that's a separate thing, and oil pressure is a copper line that's running to the oil pressure sending unit. So those worked. It's just the ammeter didn't work, obviously, because it wasn't hooked up to the 12 volt, the electro system, and the lights didn't work because it wasn't hooked up to 12 volts. So now everything is in, so the gauges all work. So yay. This starter actually starting to scare me a little bit, but I think we'll get it. I'm hoping it works, and I'm hoping if we can get this thing to run, that would be amazing. So if I do, obviously I'll do a live and on it. So I think that's gonna be it for now, because I haven't been having a lot of time to put into this. The only thing I have going on right now is a battery charger to bring it up to charge. And I've just been so busy still with stuff with my dad's with his funeral and memorial service and all that stuff. So I'm still trying to get caught up on stuff. So that's what we have going on with that. So I don't think there's any car shows this weekend. If there is, I may do a live. I may shock everybody. I may bring the Buick out. I don't know yet. All I have to do really is vacuum it. So maybe I'll bring that out if there's a car show this weekend. Because the Vet is just totally trashed. It needs to be cleaned. And it's still, I'm still trying to figure out what's up with it. I think I blew the mufflers out of it. It sounds like crap, but the motor is smooth. So I thought it was something with either tuning or a miss, but no, I think it's the mufflers are garbage. So I might have to replace the mufflers on that, or delete them. Just run straight pipe right out the back. F it. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know yet, but we'll see. So anyway, I'm going to get going. I'm going to check on the battery charger. I want to read the directions for the starter, and so that way I can mull over that and get some ideas about that and what I can do to wire that up to make it a lot easier. That's what we're going to work on. Anyway, like I always say, watch out for each other, take care of each other, and we'll see you next time right here on Big E's. Bye for now, guys.